Why do some materials get hot easily? What keeps us relaxed and comfortable even in the middle of the heat of summer? Hello, class! It is indeed a great day. And it would be great because you will be with me for this episode of TV Eskwela DepEd Davao de Oro. By the way, I am teacher Tiffany Torrevillas Pandili from Libasan Elementary School of Nabunturan East District, your on-air teacher for this session. And welcome to our lesson Science 5, Quarter 3, Module 2, Lesson 1, Conductors of Heat and Electricity. For now, I want you to get your module in Science 5, Quarter 3, Module 2, Lesson 1. But before we go on to our topic for this lesson, please be guided that at the end of the lesson, you are expected to identify the materials and objects that are good conductors and non-conductors of heat and electricity. Discuss why some materials are good conductors of heat and electricity. Are you ready? Now, let us test your prior knowledge. Let us answer page 2. Let us try. Number 1. Which materials easily allow the passage of heat from one molecule to another? Again, which materials easily allow the passage of heat from one molecule to another? A. Conductors. B. Convention. C. Insulators. Or letter D. Radiation. The correct answer is A. Conductors. Number 2. How do you call the heat transfer that occurs in some solids? Again, how do you call the heat transfer that occurs in some solids? Letter A. Conduction. Letter B. Convention. Letter C. Insulators. Or letter D. Radiation. The correct answer is letter A. Conduction. Number 3. Which material can be used in electrical wiring? Again, which material can be used in electrical wiring? A. Aluminum. B. Copper. C. Gold. Or letter D. Silver. The correct answer is letter B. Copper. Number 4. What do you call the materials that do not allow heat or electricity to pass through them? Again, what do you call the materials that do not allow heat or electricity to pass through them? A. Conductor. B. Insulators. Letter C. Convention. Or letter D. Radiation. The correct answer is letter A. Conductor. Number 5. All of the following materials do not allow heat and electricity passing through them except, again, All of the following materials do not allow heat and electricity passing through them, except A. Ceramics, B. Glass, C. Metal, D. Woods. The correct answer is letter C, metal. Number 6. Which statement tells why copper is being used in electrical wiring instead of other metals? Again, which statement tells why copper is being used in electrical wiring instead of other metals? A. Copper is an expensive one. B. Copper is the only one that conducts electricity. C. Copper conducts heat 10 times better than iron. D. Copper is the best conductor among other metals. The correct answer is letter C. Copper conducts heat 10 times better than iron. Number 7. Why do we use cloth in handling hot cooking utensils or object? Again, why do we use cloth in handling hot cooking utensils object? A. Electrons are positive. B. Electrons are negative. C. The heat easily passes through them. D. The cloth doesn't allow the heat to pass through it. The correct answer is letter B. Electrons are negative. Number 8. Which statement tells why some materials are good conductors of heat and electricity? Again, which statement tells why some materials are good conductors of heat and electricity? A. The number of electrons is excess. B. The number of electrons is close to each other. C. The electrons are tied to move, which conduct heat faster. D. The electrons move from one atom to another that conduct heat and electricity quickly. The correct answer is letter D. The electrons move from one atom to another that conduct heat and electricity quickly. Number 9. Which materials are good conductors of heat and electricity? 1. Aluminum. 2. Glass. 3. Rubber. 4. Silver. Again, which materials are good conductors of heat and electricity? 1. Aluminum. 2. Glass. 3. Rubber. 4. Silver. Letter A, 1 and 2. Letter B, 2 and 3. Letter C, 3 and 4. Or letter D, 1 and 4. The correct answer is letter D, 1 aluminum, and 4 silver. Number 10. Which materials are non-conductors or insulators of heat and electricity? 1 aluminum, 2 glass, 3 rubber, 4 silver. Again, which materials are non-conductors or insulators of heat and electricity? 1 aluminum, 2 glass, 3 rubber, 4 silver. Letter A, 1 and 2. Letter B, 2 and 3. Letter C, 3 and 4. Or letter D, 1 and 4. The correct answer is letter B, 2 and 3, glass and rubber. Did you get it? That's great! Now, let us discuss about conductors and insulators. Heat may be transferred by conduction. Conduction is a method where heat transfers in solid materials. There are some materials where heat passes easily from one object to another. These materials are called conductors. All metals conduct heat and electricity, but there are some metals that conduct heat better than other materials. Examples of conductors are copper, aluminum, steel, and metal. If you notice, most of our cooking utensils are made of metals, whereas materials that do not allow heat or electricity to pass through them are called non-conductors or insulators. Examples of non-conductors or insulators are plastic, rubber, glass, cloth, and wood. Now, I want you to get your paper and ball pen, for we will be having an activity. Ready? That's great! The title of the activity is Where Do I Belong? On page 5. But I will read to you the direction first. Based on the pictures below, classify the objects as conductor or as insulator of heat by enlisting their names in the correct column. There are 2 columns. The first column is for conductors of heat and electricity. The second column is for non-conductors or insulators of heat and electricity. But we will identify the pictures first. The first picture is the nail. The second picture is plastic bottle. The third picture is a pencil. The fourth picture is a wire. The fifth picture is a tire. And the sixth picture is an aluminum pot. Now I will give you enough time to do it. Are you done? Answer the following questions based on the activity above. Write your answer in a one-whole sheet of paper. And I will give you enough time to do it. Number 1. Which among the objects are good conductors of heat and electricity? Again, which among the objects are good conductors of heat and electricity? Number 2. Which objects are insulators of heat and electricity? Number 2. Which objects are insulators of heat and electricity? Did you get it? Let us proceed to another activity. Odd one out on page 6. On this activity, you will choose the object that does not belong to the group. Justify your answer by writing it in one whole sheet of paper. But I will give you an example first. Example: A. Key. Letter B. Metal spoon. Letter C. Plastic chair. And letter D. Pin. The correct answer is letter C, because plastic chair is an insulator while key, metal spoon, and pin are good conductors of heat and electricity. Did you get it? Let's start. Number 1. A. Ballpen. B. Stainless spoon. C. Plastic chair. D. Rubber band. The correct answer is stainless spoon, because stainless is a conductor of heat. Number 2. A. Electrical wiring. B. Kettle. C. Pin. D. Plastic fork. The correct answer is letter D, plastic fork, because plastic is an insulator of heat. Number 3. A. Baking pan. B. Key. C. Metal fork. D. Wooden spoon. The correct answer is letter D, wooden spoon, because wood is also an insulator of heat. Number 4. A. Coin. B. Glass. C. Paper. D. Ruler. The correct answer is letter A, coin, since coin is a conductor of heat. Number 5. A. Cauldron. B. Frying pan. C. Knife. D. Rag. The correct answer is letter D, rag, because Rag is an insulator of heat. Let us proceed to page 12. Let's organize. I will read to you the direction first. Complete the graphic organizer of some objects found in your home. Write your answer in one whole sheet of paper. And I will give you enough time to do this. Now, let's do the close test. But I will read to you the direction first. Complete the paragraph below by writing the correct words from the word box. Write your answer in one whole sheet of paper. The words in the box are conduction, heat, conductor, silver, electricity. People need heat and which is important in our day-by-day activities. To make all things produce electricity, there must be a transfer of from one object to another. This method is referred to as the materials that conduct heat is known as the best conductor of all materials is we should always remember, not all solid materials are good conductors. There are also non-conductors or insulators of heat and electricity. Once again, this is Teacher Tiffany Torrevillas Pandili from Libasan Elementary School of Nabunturan East District. Always remember, dito sa TV Eskwela, sa pag-aaral, sama-sama. Bye-bye!